Alright, pretty good hand. Let's keep this 7. Game 2 felt winnable. Maybe. Yeah, maybe there's some things we shouldn't have played around that we did, but I feel like we played that game fine at least. Okay, I feel like this is going to be kind of straightforward. Turn 1, Cookbook. Turn 2, Saga, Haywire Mite, and hope they don't have a the elf that turns things into islands. They have a 1-lander, so this Haywire Mite on that Aether Vial is looking kind of juicy, huh? Oh, wait, now Benito has one more trophy than me? Oh, this is just like the trophy race again. He just beat me playing for the trophy again. Oh, man, the flashbacks. The flashbacks. It's funny. Glad I'm main decking this Haywire Mite, huh? You know, Haywire Mite killed Aether Vial, just like Prismatic Ending and Besiege You. And definitely not creature decks being worse than, or Vial decks being mostly worse than Hammer Time and Yawgmoth. Alright, I'll put that on top. You ever subtlety Haywire Mite? Midnight Subtlety, yeah, that's pretty common for Merfolk. They drew the lamb. This matchup's really good. Like, the Asmo plan is just, like, so nuts against them. Yeah, like, honestly, like, a month ago, Merfolk was maybe the most popular deck in Modern after Vegas. People were really, really excited about the results. Wait, they don't have a second subtlety, do they? I kind of think they do, and they're thinking about it. Alright, they got a 2-drop in play. It's alright. That is alright. I'll take 2. They don't have another 2-drop. It's kind of weird. I kind of think they have another subtlety, so that's maybe one of their 4 cards. Maybe they have Force. Maybe they have Ilvoon, whatever the Merfolk god's name is. I'm more of a Clothis acolyte myself. Okay, Engineer is not a bad draw. Guess I should have discarded the cookbook first in case they forced the second cookbook. Yeah, Yelvoon. I do like the art though. The art is pretty sick. Looks like I would kind of like a print. Although I wish I like the original art a lot more than the promo one. The original one is so creepy, and the promo one's kind of like goofy. I kind of wish that they were switched so you could get like a cool promo version of it. Although there is the old border version, right? All right, that's a lot of damage. Hopefully we can draw a Finale or Asmo, but that actually might even get answered. Oh, I can actually chump block here. There's no island in play because the Spreading Seas died, so I think I will go ahead and chump block. Yeah, the old border. Okay, I did draw Finale. So let's hope. They can sack all 3 of their Merfolk to counter this if they don't have a Force. I do unfortunately think a Force is like somewhat likely. Just not, you know, not ideal. Oh, baby. I'm gonna pay the 1. I'm gonna pay the 1. I mean, this is the right play. This is the right play by them. It's gotta feel horrible. That's gotta feel pretty bad. That's a portal to Phyrexia trigger right there. Yeah, rest in peace, Simeon Spirit Guide. Got a lot of food tokens in play. They got another Lord of Atlantis. Yeah, Asmo would have wiped their board anyway, so it was correct for them to take the line, but it was like, you know, just very painful for them and very happy for me. Are we going to get a Dragon Engine off the Engineer if I don't find something else to do here? Wouldn't hate to draw that, but I think just Dragon Engine seems pretty good. Gonna get an upkeep stop. Okay, the Dragon Engine, like, I feel like, I know I've been sideboarding it out a lot, so we just haven't been playing it very much, but it's been pretty good today. It's been pretty good today. I'm starting to like it more. Or is there any of the cards you're considering over Finale, or is Finale the best card in the spot? There's plenty of cards to consider. Ragavan Fury, Bryn and Six, Gilded Goose. But I think the Finales are really good. Finale just makes Steelseeker so much better too, just to like have the food engine so consistent. Oh, let me draw my cards. Okay, so Emperion over Sundering Titan, Ensnaring Bridge, Needle, Pyrite Spellbomb. Don't think we want more than one Haywire Mite. I do think I'm going to cut the engine. Cut the research desk as well. And then maybe Mutt number 4, Steelseeker 4, Engineer 4. We got a Finale, since it's like a bit fragile to their 2-mana Lord. If I could recommend 3 decks for Modern Tournament, what would they be? I don't know. I get this question like almost every day. Top 5 decks, top 3 decks. Right now, Modern is in a really, really weird place where the metagame is fluctuating a lot, and there's a lot of, a lot of change. And I honestly like think all of the top decks are kind of mid at the moment, as they often can feel in formats that are changing, and that's why they're changing. But like the most popular decks in the format are like Scam Murktide, and then Hammer is still like somewhat popular. And I don't know. It's always the question, right? Murktide, Tron, Amulet Titan. I don't feel like Tron is definitely not super popular, at least on Magic Online. Amulet Titan has not felt very popular to me either. But I like this deck's like the other food deck, and this one too, to a lesser extent. These decks have felt really well positioned, and I've been winning a lot with them. But they're also like not very popular. I like Titan. Well, that's the thing too. It's like a lot of times you'll like a deck, you'll think it's fine, you'll think it's well positioned, but it won't be like, it's not popular, and so it's like, when people ask me what my top decks in the format are, I'm not trying to answer with like necessarily what I think is good, because like what is good is usually not like, or at least right now it's not like at the top of the metagame. Maybe that's what people are asking for, but I don't know. It's just also weird. It's also weird. Yeah, I think Breach is really good. Breach is really good, but Breach is also like not that popular because it's maybe a hard deck to play. People kind of prefer just to play Murktide, maybe. There's just like a lot of moving variables, and like people like really kind of like just want a quick, easy top 5, top 3 list, and it's just such a complicated question. I don't usually like to go too into detail. Is Jund Death Shadow just awful? Yeah. I don't know. It's like pretty significantly worse than Grixis Shadow, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like we're getting our Saga Merfolk just here. This is also kind of the thing, though, which this is always like what modern players are like. Like Grixis Shadow is, an archetype that got revived with Modern Horizons 2. Obviously, post Luris ban, it's worse than it was, but it's a deck that like was good for a long time and is still like somewhat playable and like will pop up in tournaments every once in a while. And like John Saga or like, you know, Rakdos Scam or Red Black X mid-range decks that are viable and like at the top of the metagame. Like, you know, John Saga was at the top of the metagame for a while Lurrus was legal. Rakdos Scam is at the top of the metagame now. You know, Red Black X mid-range is like very popular. Like you know, your archetypes in Modern are represented, but a lot of people just want to play their pet cards. They don't want to play Grixis Shadow. They want to play Jun's Shadow. They don't want to play Red Black. They want to play they want to play Boomer John, or they want to play Abzan. You know, fair enough. But this is you may find more joy if you just, you know, play the archetype you enjoy. I just want to cast Tarmogoyf. Honestly, Jund Saga is underplayed. Jund Saga is a good deck, and Goyf is good in that shell. They want to play Tezzeret. Dude, yeah, Tezzeret is so popular. I don't understand. Tezzeret is like the douchey, stereotypical, you know, jock at your high school who's so popular, and you just don't know why. What do they see in Tezzeret? They should love me. Jace. And that's the plot of the Magic TV show that will definitely come out one day. I always feel like Jund Saga is easier to beat than other Saga decks. Well, other Saga decks are like very linear, synergy-based strategies, and Jund Saga is like... What's good thing about Jund Saga is it's like way more resilient to hate on your Sagas than other Saga decks. I said that word too many times. That's like one of the main strengths to it, but... It's also like the card Urza Saga is in the name of the deck, but like, you know, it's just a Jund midrange deck that has, you know, synergies with that card based on Soul of Windgrace and Renin 6. It's not like the whole deck's game plan. Okay, let's go to game 3. I do like an exactly Asmo there. Maybe we had a chance. To be on the play for game 3, being on the play is pretty good. Jund Saga needs a different threat than Tarmogoyf. Honestly, like, I cut Goyfs from Jund Saga recently, and I like missed them a lot. I think Tarmogoyf is like a good role player in that deck. I think it is. It does its job. It does it pretty well, and maybe like something better than Tarmogoyf gets printed one day. But right now, I actually think the card is legitimately good in the deck, and as someone who's played a lot with it and some without it recently, I would recommend playing the card. I wouldn't really recommend it anywhere else, but I do like it there still. Okay. My opponents keep killing my Sagas. So what if I just play my Saga turn 1? Just try to get a fast cookbook off of it. Maybe this is still a little slow against turn 2 answer, right? Oh, no, it's not. No, I can play this before they get... I get to trigger this before they get to 2 mana. That's right. No, that's not true. Sorry, I don't know. My brain's falling apart today. Have you put that many portals into play? We put some portals into play. I don't think we have for like the last like 2 matches exactly. Aggro, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Pretty good chance I like Needle, assuming this resolves, Needle Vial, then Finale for... Okay, definitely gonna try to Needle the Vial now. Oh, now I regret putting that trash for treasure back. Obviously, didn't have the info earlier. Aether Vial. Finale, and hope they don't have Force. There's a good chance they sided out some Forces, though. Welcome, Aggro. Thank you for coming in to subscribe. I do really appreciate it. Love all the YouTube people. Tarmogoyf is the Brendan Fraser of Magic. Yeah, I don't know. The card is not bad in Jensanga. It is. Tarmogoyf has definitely been reduced from modern staple to archetype role player, but it's more playable than. He's more play. Well, maybe about as much as Snapcaster. Okay, I was watching a YouTube video about like Path to Exile and how it's fallen out of favor and stuff, and like the YouTube comment section was full of people saying, I miss Path to Exile. I wish I could play Path to Exile again. This sucks. I can't believe Modern Horizons 2 means I can't play Path. And it's okay. You don't have to like Modern Horizons 2, but like, you like Path to Exile? I hate Path to Exile. I've always hated casting Path to Exile. I have always just despised giving my opponent extra lands when I cast my removal spell. I hate Path to Exile. I love that I never have to play that card again. I love that I'd never have to register Path again. I always hated having to play that card. So I don't know. That's at least my. I was a bit confused why there was so much Path love. Oh yeah, that's just Doomway on 10 different accounts. I think we kill this now before they like untap Tick Vial 3, give us Indestructible me or Ward 1 rather. Yeah, I miss casting. Yeah. I miss people casting Path on my creatures. No, we didn't 5-0. Menino is broken. He's too good. I don't know. Like it was playable, but like boy, do I not. I'm happy I don't have to register that card because it always felt so bad to cast. Like Path to Exile for me was one of the most miserable cards to cast in Modern, where you're just 2-for-1ing yourself in your control deck. And like you're getting behind really early. Oh, this hand's pretty sick. Let's keep this. I'm gonna play Saga turn 1. I think a lot of people just didn't play Modern between like the banning of Splinter Twin or like a little bit after that, maybe a little bit in between there, and then the release of MH2, and they just didn't play during like the beginning of COVID era, right after MH1. There was a lot of problems for a really long time. Did we trophy? No, sadly not. Menino is too good. Not only did we not trophy, Menino passed me on the leaderboard after that match. Yeah, I was getting a little nostalgic for the Uro Gifts Ungiven Field of the Dead deck. This was the only Uro pile I ever loved. I played a bunch of Uro piles because you had to back then. But there's only one Uro pile I ever loved. I can't find it. Hold on. Hopefully my opponent's playing Hammer. Something I've never heard Doomwake ever say. Oh, here it is. This was a beautiful deck. It was so beautiful. So you would Gifts Ungiven for Uro, Life from the Loam, a fetch land for Mystic Sanctuary, and then either Time Warp, Hour of Promise, Damnation, or sometimes Cryptic. One of these sorceries, right? So then you would have like Uro for value, wherever they put it in your gifts pile, and then you could Mystic Sanctuary, whichever of these instants and sorceries you wanted. And also you would just have a fetch land in your hand a lot of time. So you could also put Field of the Dead into the pile. It was like this deck was like amazing. It was so hard to play too. My brain was always on fire. My brain was on fire at the end of every single stream I did with this deck, but I loved it. It was just the best shit ever. I don't know. I don't know what my opponent's playing either. Windswept Heath, Bobble Heat. I think I'll just main phase this. Like, they'll probably kill the Steelseeker in response, but I really need to try to find a land, and I can't trash for treasure next turn if I miss. Maybe that was wrong. Because you won a lot. I honestly didn't win like that much with it. Like the thing about this deck was like you had to work way harder. This deck had to work way harder for its wins than all the other Uro piles, but it was like maybe even like a little worse than all the other Uro piles. But it was definitely the funnest. You had a Boro plus Field of the Dead to like pick up your Boro, trigger Field of the Dead a bunch. What is my main deck Hearse? Main deck Hearse very good against me. It's a good draw though. They should unban everything since the twin ban. Yeah, they just like shouldn't. They just shouldn't, but this is a somewhat popular opinion. I usually like to tease and, you know, declare people who have this opinion. Unban everything. Just unban everything and start over. I usually describe y'all as being very bored. Very bored individuals. Fury, Pitch Season Pyromancer. Okay, let's... Man, this portal doesn't even do anything with the Hearse in play, huh? I'm trying to bait the Hearse tap and then draw a land to portal, though. Or get a portal into play. Which doesn't matter too much, because I have another Daredevil in my hand. I do have a Haywire Mite for this. Okay, I did draw the land. I can get their Fury. The Hearse can exile cards from either graveyard. This targets, I believe. If you give your upkeep a target creature card from a graveyard, yeah, they just respond to whatever I target every turn. But I have a Haywire Mite in the main I can maybe find and kill the Hearse, and then the portal takes over. But then you can Daredevil every turn? No, because oh, okay, well, that's gonna make my game plan a bit trickier, huh? Alright, so I'll target their Fury, they'll Hearse it. Weird game. Mud is a pretty good draw. Engineer is interesting. Think WotC even cares enough will do on bans for Modern? Yeah. Wizards cares about Modern. They know that it's a really popular format. No, I don't want to make food now because I want them to Hearse me. I want them to Hearse my Daredevil. Wizards does know and care about Modern, in my opinion. But also, like, a lot of times, like, you know, I think that for the most part, like, you should just, like, not unban very aggressively at all. And yeah, I'm of the opinion that Modern is currently pretty good. Do I have to target something? I guess I do. Image 3 gonna bleed the format? Yeah, y'all are gonna all look so dumb if Image 3 is like tame as hell, by the way. Image 3 might be like pretty busted, and you know, maybe the Lord of the Rings set is that, but can y'all imagine all this doing all of this pre-complaining about Image 3, and imagine it's just like mid as hell, you know what I mean? Imagine it just being like underwhelming. Just complain about things after you see them. You know what I mean? Just wait to see something and then complain about something. Pre-ban. Yeah, these cards don't even exist yet. And listen, also, if Lord of the Rings or eventual Modern Horizons 3 is broken and it's like Image 2 or it's worse than Image 2, none of us will ever hear the end of it, especially me. None of us will ever at any point stop hearing about it if it really is as busted as everybody thinks about. So we could like complain about it then because nobody will ever stop complaining about it. Yeah, I'm a big Image 2 fan, but I know not everybody is. Would I listen to the WotC Hasbro Fireside Chat? No, and I don't know why I would. Those like corporate kind of like bullshit. It's just, why does anybody watch these? Just like get the cliff notes from Twitter or something. They're always so boring. No offense to all the Hasbro employees here. Gotta sing the next card, okay? Hopefully it's a good one. Arg, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Alright, free Magus the Moon, baby. Ovalchase Daredevil! Awesome, Southway. Yeah, I'm probably going to return to that deck or deck close to it soon. Definitely a big fan of that one. Glad you're liking it. Yeah, also if like MH3, Lord of the Rings, whatever, if it's bad, we also never hear the end of it. There's no world, there's no timeline where Modern Horizons 3 doesn't result in so many complaints in my stream. There's no timeline. I've analyzed all of them. Yeah, this is just the complaining forum. It's okay. We're actually like super dead to Fable plus Fury. I guess I can draw exactly an Asmo next turn, but it's almost as if there's like a lot of different people with a lot of different opinions, huh? Almost like that. Your voice is like a mixture of Fergie and Jesus. How do you know what Jesus sounds like? Okay, but it's not killing me, which is pretty cool. They could have copied Fury, Crude Hearse. Gives me the opportunity to draw like exactly Asmo. Yeah, maybe Jesus from the Big Lebowski. Oh, I can't even Dragon. So I'm 1 minute short of Unearthing Engine here. But this does give me one more look at an Asmo, which is really the only card that does anything right now. Ain't it a pretty big chance that Lord of the Rings set power level is based on the facts Waxy normally powers up sets? Oh, they Hearst. Okay. Listen, I literally have no idea. You know what I mean? Like, my point is, speculating about how powerful the set is going to be doesn't matter because it's just going to be, it is just going to be talked about to death no matter what. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, you know. Okay, looks like they're going to find the lethal here. That was the main point I was trying to make. Was that just pre-complaining about it and trying to predict it? It just doesn't really help anybody, especially not me. We will have plenty of time. Let me actually trim on Finale since they're kind of hard to cast through Blood Moon. Maybe I just want like 3 mites. Thank you, Pickle. Thank you for popping in from YouTube. Love all the YouTubers. Would I rather play Dryad Arbor once a day if it meant I never had to listen to Modern Horizons ban list or companion chatter again? I would rather never play Dryad Arbor. I mean, this is a turn 3 Trash to Treasure portal. Maybe my opponent will have the natty Hearse again, but you never mulligan this either. I maybe would rather play Dryad Arbor more than Dragon Spark Reactor. Lord of the Rings set means Modern Legal Soul Ring. There is a Modern Legal Soul Ring. It just has to spin 3. I can never forget my friend Jalen, who made the music for the channel. One day he came to me and he said, "Everett, I want to play against your most powerful deck." And I'm like, "No, you don't," because my most powerful deck was Legacy Miracles, and he's like, yes, I do. And after a little bit of back and forth, I said, all right, you don't know what you're asking, but all right. And he goes, turn 1, Temple Garden, Soul Ring, and then goes like turn 2. And he was looking out on TCG Player for cards, saw Soul Ring. I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And he got actually just destroyed though. Absolutely crushed. And then like a year later I told him that they banned Sensei's Divining Top in Legacy, and he was like, good, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, well, we just have a portal in play again. I can discard this Platinum Emperion, reanimate that next turn. Yeah, Soul Ring proven bad. Damn it. Turin's pitch Utopia Sprawl. Okay, opponent's stuck on 2 lands. We have an Urza Saga. Yeah, no worries, Candy. Glad you're liking the stream. And no beats with the gifted sub. Let's go. Love to see what you do with Legacy. Yeah, I mean maybe one day, but like the problem with like brewing and doing what I do is that like you just have to spend an insane amount of time playing a format to be able to innovate on it. You have to like really like know. You have to really know what's good, really know what's bad, and it just takes like so much time to be familiar enough in another format to play to innovate on it. So even though I've played Legacy for years and years, the format is also like somewhat unrecognizable right now to me at least, and it's just hard to jump in. Dragon with the gifted sub. One day maybe one day Legacy ends up interesting me more than Modern. Thank you, Dragon. Is the Mox tournament gonna be on YouTube? I don't think so. That's something I'd rather just forget. Alright, well, not the end of the world. Okay, let's get a Gingerbread Cabin. Mutt, discard Emperion. See if we draw anything. That's certainly something. This is another good spot for Dragon Engine. It's kind of weird, like, I don't know if I just like wasn't like super used to playing with Dragon Engine, or I just like maybe I was just like forgetting about it, and there were some spots I could have grabbed it that would have been better. But I feel like the last hour and a half, I've like loved the Dragon Engine, and after playing with it a bunch before, I was kind of mediocre on it. I thought the Mox was interesting watching the high stakes. Well, the Mox is interesting to watch do the high stakes live, and then it's good to watch as like celebratory if it goes well. But it not going well, I don't know. It's also like, almost a week past. Legacy should have never got commander cards. I agree. Or at the very least, there's just like so many commander cards that are just designed for multiplayer games that are not, like, I think they make gameplay worse in 1v1, and I don't know. If there's no reserve list, Legacy be far better to brew. Well, on Magic Online at least, like that's not a concern at all. And Magic Online is basically always the best place to be brewing because of the easy access to cards. With rental services, anybody can rent any deck. It's pretty nice. One discards 2 Blood Moons. Not really sure. I guess they didn't want to blood beam because of their Stomping Ground situation. All right, draw 3. And we can trash for treasure an Emperion into play. Discarding Mutt. Don't think I want to trade a Mutt for an Elemental right now. So our life total not being able to change does mean we can't fetch, but we're not. Yeah, don't really want to be fetching. Probably discard a fetch line if we drew one, anyways. So they probably, if this is Fury, they probably kill Engine and Engineer. Engineering an engine. Where's Mishra? In the bulk box where he belongs. Okay, I did actually have like a start of a Mishra deck that's like never ever gonna make the stream. Let me see if I can pull it up in a second. Wait, where did my Emperion go? Alright, let's go Sarinth Steelseeker into Unearth Scrapwork Mutt. Select the triggers like this. Guess we graveyard this cookbook, and then Engineer would definitely not be too bad. I think I just would prefer to be able to get an Asmo into play here. All right, let me discard this Wooded Foothills. I can't. Well, I guess I could sacrifice it, but I don't really get much value. Okay, one of these in the hand. Cast Asmo. And I guess now the Emperion's gone, so I can crack the fetch. I can go play the Windswept Heath, and then if I find a land off of my Steelseeker trigger, I can activate Asmo this turn. Not a land, but almost, you know, as good. I do think that I'd be fine trading Construct for Fury plus Elemental token here, so we'll just go ahead and offer that trade. They said they don't want to take it, which is also fine. Let me see if I can find that terrible deck. There it is. Okay, so this is like the very start, but oh wait, this is not even it. Well, this is one of them. Okay, so I was thinking that like I had Heartless Summoning in one of these decks at some point. So Heartless Summoning plus Dragon Engine plus Mishra. Heartless Summoning plus Dragon Engine plus Mishra. So you can go turn 2 Heartless Summoning, Crashing Drawbridge, and then next turn you go 1 mana Dragon Engine, 2 mana Mishra, tap your Drawbridge, meld on turn 3, and you know, in Magical Christmas Land. So I thought that might be good for like the YouTube series of, you know, attempting to ruin your opponent's day with the brew. So just like you know, YouTubing matches until you go Crashing Drawbridge on turn 2. Ooh. All right, let's graveyard that. Crashing Drawbridge on turn 2 off of your Heartless Summoning into turn 3 meld attack. So I was going to do that at some point. All right, we definitely... Oh, we get to do that this turn, actually. We get to go Scrapwork Mutt into Trash for Treasure this turn, make them sack their whole board. Perfect. I should have stacked the triggers the opposite way, but it's okay. We have enough value. This is definitely like the idea of the deck, being able to use Steelseeker to enable some consistency for the combo. Do you ever consider Armor Graves? I feel like you could cut a few Daredevils. Well, the thing about cutting Daredevils is you just wouldn't be able to mill Daredevil Steelseeker a lot of the time. Then you have to splash a third color. And, you know, like one of the big reasons also to like play this deck over an Unmarked Grave persist deck is that Engineer is a lot better than Unmarked Grave. It's like an Unmarked Grave that draws you cards. And, you know, as soon as you start playing actual Unmarked Grave, like, a lot of the times I'm going to be of the opinion that you should maybe just, like, play Reanimator instead, which you can do, but I think for the most part, I just like to keep the two decks separate. I would really like to be able to get a basic forest. I probably have to get a Stomping Ground with this, although we can maybe just play a Haywire Mite here on turn 1. I really don't want to get Blood Mooned here. This is maybe too cowardly, but it also doesn't like really cost me very much to just like for a turn, just play a Shadowspear. If they Blood Moon, I get a forest. If they don't, I can get a Stomping Ground, and not just get totally squashed by a Blood Moon here. They got a Stomping Ground at the end of their turn, so certainly doesn't feel like they have it. Okay, so let's go Saga, Mutt, Asmo. They have an Endurance? Oh, Ancient Grudge. Ooh. I mean, I don't love that, but not the end of the world either. They have a lot of hate. They have Force of Vigor, Ancient Grudge, Blood Moon, Unlicensed Hearse, probably Besage You because we saw Ren in 6 also. Have I tried Steelseeker and Breach? I'm having literally the hardest time I've ever had on a brew putting that card in the deck. It's so tough because like I feel like with Steelseeker and Breach I probably would need like 20 hours off stream to play test like different versions, and maybe we just do some of it on stream, but I'm having a hard time. I'm having a real hard time. Like the problem with the brew, and this may sound like a good problem to have, but it's really that like there's not a bad way to build the deck. I know that sounds like not a bad thing, but like you could build the deck in like literally 20 different ways, and it would all be like fine. Yeah, we may end up doing it on stream. Okay. Maybe we should have made a Construct token, but I was really not thinking they had a Lightning Bolt. Don't we get kind of blown up by Blood Moon? Yeah, we get blown up by Blood Moon, but when they fetch a Stomping Ground at the end of their turn and then didn't play a Blood Moon, I don't think we can really afford to play around it anymore. Explosives on 0. One card in their hand. I know what card I don't want it to be. It's not actually the end of the world. Okay. Oh no, my Queen Clothis. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, this is how we've fallen here, huh? We've gone from worshipping Clothis, we had a whole shrine set up, to now we're just literally Haywire Miting her out of the game. Oh no. I have the shrine still over there with the foil Clothis on the conspiracy board. Yeah, who would win? The indestructible eternal god of destiny, or one weird insect made by Turgle Goblin Explosioner? They're easy enough to squish, but they're a pain to wash out of a workbench. Close fight. Okay, if I had double red, I'd play just Asmo plus Engineer to set up for the Trash for Treasure, but since I only have one red, I really need to kill this Reflection. Let's kill the Reflection. Do you have any original Magic card art? I don't have any original art, but I have like canvas print Jade Avenger, regular print Jade Avenger, artist sketch, or this is kind of original Magic art. This is I'll pull it up later, but this is the artist of Jade Avenger drew it for me, an alternate art promo version. So I'm gonna do this now so they can't bolt the Asmo in response. Do you have anything not related to Jade Avenger? Yeah. I've got a Hemdaturok, Markpool Island. I've got the Optin Demonic Tutor up there too. I got some stuff. Mostly Jade Avenger stuff. Okay, everyone's just taking 10. Kill Reflection. Weird match, but I think we are going to be 2-0. All right. This league is going pretty well as well. Too bad Mini None squashed me like a bug at the end of the last match. Oh, there's also like a lot of rhinos, and like Charm being able to steal a rhino was like super nice. But I wouldn't play 4 Charms of Murktide right now, and if you're the one that wants to play 4 Charms of Murktide, you can figure it out. See if I don't know if I actually have any. This is a Murktide list I was playing a lot during the trophy race. So this was before Ledger Shredder was printed, I think. For some reason, there's only 58 cards and there's only 16 lands. There's probably supposed to be 2 more lands. But there's no Spell Pierce, but you could, just do this list: 18 lands, 2 Spell Pierce, no Fury in the main. But like with the 4 Charms of the main and the hold on. I guess we go Yavimaya turn 1. 4 Charms of the main and the Furies of the main was like 4 Charms of the main, Furies of the main were both ways to hedge against the hammer that was really popular. Yeah, I'm not sure what my opponent is saying in the chat. I think I'm going to ignore them. And I think I'm going to graveyard this since I just have another Asmo. So I would presume that they're playing the other food deck, if I had to guess. I think I'll just keep that in the library. I'm going to play this Asmo and Shuffle, though. Engineer's not that bad of a draw. I could probably keep the Engineer here. Just kill this. We get to start the turn with the Gingerbread Cabin. Is choking food better? I don't know. This version is definitely like a lot weaker to Graveyard Hate, which is a problem. It's also like is more powerful, so like you're more vulnerable, a bit more powerful, a bit more glass cannon-y. Still have a lot of grind potential. And honestly, like either way, it's really not that different. So they're not going to Wrenn and 6 this turn. They're going to play 2 cookbooks. That's interesting. We draw Goblin Engineer. I play Gingerbread Cabin. I trigger my Steelseeker. Thoughts on artifact lands for Steelseeker? You can play them, but Gingerbread Cabin and like a better mana base is better in my opinion. Awesome, love to have that. So I can Goblin Engineer and then Scrapwork Mutt, or I can Research Desk. Let's Engineer Mutt. So we go Engineer, Mutt, trigger Daredevil, Steelseeker, and the Mutt itself. Trigger like this. Put the Daredevil into our hand, discard the Daredevil. All right. Let's go to game 2 against, again, presumably the Elder version. I'm going to bring in the Mites, Needle for Rain and 6 / Besage. Probably not Lantern. Probably not. Sundering Titan's like maybe not that good, but yeah, I think I may just be happier being in on just Portal. Also, Portal like looping Haywire Mite is really nice in this matchup. Then Research Desk is pretty trimmable, and Fourth Mutt is somewhat trimmable. I think I want to keep the engine. We got the Shadowspear. I don't think this is really a matchup that Shadowspear is focused on. I like this hand. How does Orvar interact versus creativity on 5 into 2 Archons? So usually you want to discard Orvar to the second trigger if you can. Okay, and here I think I'm going to play Cookbook on 1. Worse if they have Might, obviously, but I just want to be able to go like Steelseeker and to like trigger it a bunch on turn 3 if possible. Yeah, I've been liking the Dragon Engine the more I've been playing with it. I was a little bit unsure of it at first, but like specifically in like the last like hour or two, weirdly enough, it's like the Dragon Engine's been really performing well. Okay. I do not mind that at all. Just draw another one, easy. Easy peasy maybe. I think if they had a Daredevil, they would have played Cookbook this turn, so I don't think I'm supposed to play around that. I also don't think I need to discard now for any real reason. Maybe they'll besage me again. Okay. That's fine. 2 Sagas down, and my opponent has Rin and 6. I don't have Rin and 6 to recur them. I think I'm discarding Stomping Ground here, though. I do want to trigger the Steelseeker, and Steelseeker you usually find a lot of lands, or hopefully, hopefully you do, right? All right, let's play Haywire Mite or Cookbook. Probably a Cookbook first. Don't mind discarding that. Let's keep that on top. Keep that on top, and I think just chill. So their hand is Cookbook, 4 mystery cards at the moment. Red and 6 can help them with their land issues. Okay. Got a lot of good options this turn. Haywire Mite, kill Saga. I think I do need to finale for Asmo this turn. I can Haywire Mite the Saga next turn. Getting the Asmo advantage is really nice. I could maybe have discarded here. This is maybe I have to end up discarding the Mites, and I do, which I don't love, but I do love getting to find the Daredevil there, and I'd definitely just keep the second Steelseeker at this point. And I want to kill the Goose so I can put a point of damage on the Ren, right? And then I also don't need to kill this Asmo until they play another Cookbook or something. Oh no, hold on, sorry. That's not true. Because my... Okay, thankfully the Saga trigger is going in the stack, but my opponent can go... They can play a fetch land and get a cabin because I have Yavimaya in play. I put the magic... I don't know, this is just sometimes Magic Online lag. This is fine though. I think we don't know any card in their hands. Them having Finale is not ideal. But they still don't have a... I don't think they have a Cookbook. Sorry, Daredevil. Oh, weird. Pick up a land, discard a land. I think the last card's Finale, but they chose to do this instead of Finale. Interesting. Oh, right. Now I don't have the Daredevil. Wait, why don't I have Daredevil in my hand? I didn't realize I clicked no on it. Damn it. A lot of things going wrong, huh? Okay, we'll just make some food here, and then having Asmo for next turn's fine. Just this is really bad. I clicked no again. What's happening? I guess I don't know if I need to take a break. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I can't believe I just clicked no again. I'm sorry, chat. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I have no excuse. Do you think it's? I don't think you want to play a Markgrave now. You're clicking no to Daredevil, thinking it's a Steelseeker trigger. Okay, thank you. Okay, I didn't know why I was clicking no.
Your friend Aspiring Spider.
I didn't know why I was clicking no. But that makes sense. Yeah, I'm used to saying no to Steelseeker. Okay. I'm gonna go to game 3. We're very dead here. We can't even Asmo anymore. Good to be on the play for game 3, which is nice. Click submit. Well, me just like knowing why I was misclicking there is gonna help a lot. You can't always just Daredevil. You can't. Todd Anderson told me you can today. I've tried it in the past and it doesn't work because it's a new object each time. But we can maybe try again. We'll look in this hand. Keep this one. Put back second Daredevil. I think I like Saga on turn 1. Okay, that's a good draw. This will let me Finale for Asmo, cast Cookbook off the Asmo if I want. And then I could get Dragon Engine here, potentially. And like Dragon Engine, get back Dragon Engine after getting Springleaf Drum off Saga next turn. That could be an option. I could also just wait a turn and get a second Cookbook. Could also just put the portal in the yard. I think Dragon Engine makes the most sense. Honestly, Dragon Engine has gotten way better after I've remembered to grab it in these kind of spots. This is fine because now I can just get Cookbook off Saga. Finale. Oh, okay. They've been taking this line a lot. I don't know if I love this line. It's not too bad, I guess. All right, so let's just. Next turn's gonna be really good, so we can go Finale, Asmo, play Cookbook. I think if they have Endurance, I just want them to Endurance now. Let's make sure we get this Daredevil back in the hand. Chase, 5 months, thank you. And the next turn I can go, okay, they do have the Endurance, they're doing it now, so we know that we can play around it. That's fine. We obviously lost some value, but we have Steelseeker, Cookbook, we're doing okay. They pitched their own Steelseeker. They have their own Saga. Make a food. Make a food, Cookbook, discard, kill my own Asmo, and then I have Engineer plus Haywire Mite potentially to kill both Cookbook and Saga. They also have a Daredevil, so killing this Cookbook is definitely a big priority. Alright, so let's go Steelseeker. So I think we do have to discard this. Maybe this is a little much to have to do. It seems fine. Have the combo. It's also one land. Just mulligan. Keep this, put back in engine. How does Orvar hedge against Archon decks? You discard it to the Archon trigger, then you copy their Archon. Turn 1, Flooded Strand, and passing. I played against food 3 times in a row. It's okay to let things go. I haven't. That was my first time playing against it today. Up against Murktide, which is a pretty good matchup. Although I will say, I'm getting Murktide is so crazy popular in the leagues right now. I've really like never even seen it this popular, and I'm getting kind of bored of playing against it. I'm maybe not getting bored of like farming it a little bit, but play against it so much. What farms Murktide? The food deck. Food deck farms Murktide. I mean, the other version's probably better against it. But this is a good deck to farm it with, I guess. Though double Murktide's pretty good against my exact hand, or double Shredder's pretty good against my hand. At the end of the world. Have you ever had a Dredge Brew? Do brews with life from the loam count? There's Steelseeker. We maybe just get overrun by these Ledger Shredders though. Scars a Spell Pierce. Scars another Shredder. Yeah. Sure wish I had won that die roll. I don't know. My line here is like Steelseeker, get a Gingerbread Cabin, crack a food for life, be at 3, die to bolt. I'll just go to game 2. Things get, I guess they're not that much better post board. You get Ensnaring Bridge, Emperion over Sundering Titan. Needle. I don't usually bring in Lantern or Haywire Mite. Do you remember what this is our like second or third time playing this matchup today? My brain's getting a little fried, I guess. I think I ended up trimming 4th Engineer, 4th Mutt, but I like Mutt. Maybe cut the desk. Oh no, sorry, cut the Mite, cut the Haywire Mite that's in the main deck. Right. Okay. No, Lantern's not good against Murktide in my opinion. It has its moments, but like Lantern is like much worse than other forms of Graveyard Hate. Relic is like nice because it cantrips. The fact that Lantern doesn't cantrip makes me usually not like the 1 mana Tormund script. Early Judgment, do you like this version? I don't know. Like I lost playing for 5-0 last league. We're doing well with this one. It's very tough when you have like an archetype like this that's well positioned and powerful, and your opponents don't know how to play against it. Like it's hard to find the best version, but this version at least feels viable. It's maybe going to be a meta game call between the two. All right, go 6. Another 1-lander. Go to 5. Let's be pretty disciplined. I will say that like when you mull to 5 and you don't have Ren and 6 in your deck, it is it's not as smooth sailing. How's the blue-white matchup? We're like 1-0 against it today. We beat it today. I don't know. I honestly like the thing is like with blue-white at least. I like never play a deck and I like fear blue-white. It's just you just play a game of Magic against them and you win sometimes and you lose other times, but I was gonna probably engineer for that. It's kind of a bad draw. I guess I just put the portal to Phyrexia in the yard here. Yeah, you win some, you lose some, and I just like never really think about it, honestly. Maybe oh no, I should have got Mutt, because if the engineer lives, I can go unearth Mutt, discard engine, and then like engineer the Mutt back. But okay, it's fine. Yeah, I agree that with that assessment that this version is less consistent than the like Feasting Troll King version I've been playing, and it's like it's more glass cannony, it's more powerful, more fragile. If we put Bridge into play, how do we usually win? Just trash for treasure? If I mean, I guess I'm a bit confused what you mean by how do you win. Since usually, I'm gonna play this into a likely counterspell. You get the Portal to Phyrexia provides you an incredible amount of board presence and card advantage. One of your common sequences are going to be, oh please counter this. Oh, dress down, that doesn't do anything. Okay, you Portal to Phyrexia, you tutor with Engineer into the yard, and then your Engineer dies, and you trash your treasure Portal. You bring back Engineer, then you can bring back Sundering Titan or Platinum Emperion to like really just close out a game. Oh, how do you? Oh, yeah. With Ensnaring Bridge, you just like will eventually get a better board state than them with your Portal to Phyrexia or whatever, and then you just sack your bridge to Goblin Engineer, or Haywire Mite, or something. All right, that's fine, I guess. Imagine drawing trash for treasure here. I'm not quite that lucky, but Saga's also not that bad of a draw, I guess. Suppose I should be attacking. Be happy enough to make this trade, and my opponent might want to make the trade because of the Ensnaring Bridge, but I think this trade is good for me. Awesome, love that. You can just, unearth the Engineer for 3 cards if I want, although I guess that makes the Channeler able to attack. Is Trash for Treasure the only way to get back Portal? Yeah, there's like not really another good way in the format, I think. There's Shape Anew, but you can't really play those 2 cards together, or at the very least you can't play those 2 cards together in this kind of shell. Maybe they have Hearse? Maybe. And maybe they just messed up. Weird, I was just thinking about Needle, like getting Needle off the Saga, and then I drew it. I should probably Needle Engineered Explosives if they don't counter this. If they do counter this, I don't have to think, which is great, because I do hate thinking. This was a mold of 5, right? Oh, they already used their dress down too. Maybe they have another one. Can they EE for 3? No, without Ragavan or Yavimaya, but EE is still gonna be good against my Saga. Although, you know what? A lot of them they're cutting a lot of explosives, right? For Brotherhood of Mid, so maybe I shouldn't be bringing it in anymore. I'm not really sure. Here, I think I'm going to get Mishra's Research Desk. And I'm actually just going to sack my Construct. The ability to pay for Spell Pierce is nice. They've already used 1 counter spell. The bridge in play, I don't think the Construct is better than the desk. Tink, counter spell. Good decision. A wise call to counter spell this. Sack the desk. Mutt and Engineer. Guess we go for the Engineer. I like making a strong construct and getting a Springleaf Drum. I think I like the desk more. If you make a construct drum that you play around Pierce, but like I feel like we're either going to win the game by eventually getting the Portal into play, or we're gonna like engineer draw a lot of cards. I just don't feel like the constructs are an important part of my game plan at the moment. Yeah, they probably have a Braid and Otawara, maybe like one a Braid, one Otawara, maybe a Borrower. Ooh, cast with dash so they can connive. It's actually really cool. Alright, so... Okay, I don't think that I'm supposed to play into a Spell Pierce. They've already used 2 counter spells, but... Sacking the bridge is also... not... great sounding. This maybe dies, but, you know, sometimes things die. So probably connive away the other Ragavan. Connives away Spell Pierce. Well, uh-oh. I'm gonna discard the Asmo. I really want to find another land, which I did find. And I think I'm just going to get my Gingerbread Cabin, which I can sack the food to Trash or Treasure. Not this turn, next turn. I think there's still a really good chance that they have another Spell Pierce. But I might as well do this as well. While I have the time and the mana. I think I'll just choose Stomping Ground over Asmo. Although that is actually now 2 of my 4 Asmos gone. Stomping Ground's nice with the Dragon Engine potentially, because if I can go Dragon Engine and then like go down to 2 cards in my hand, then they're not gonna be able to attack with these guys. Again, they've also, you know, most Merc type players don't play Archmage's Charm. I guess that's actually not true. A lot of people are playing like exactly 1 these days, 1 or 2, but. For a while, like, you really only have to worry about 4 counter spells in spots like this, and like, you know, can play around Spell Pierce, but I guess that's maybe not as true anymore. That being said, they've already used 2 of their 4 counter spells. They maybe have like 3 more hard counters in the deck. It's, you know, not that unlikely that they are just not in the top 28. How many Pierce? It's for a long time it was like 3 Pierce, 4 counter spells, but now the numbers are switching a bit, and there's not like a super duper stock Murktide 75. There's a lot of contention in how the best way to build the deck is. A lot of people disagreeing and, you know, trying different stuff, which is you know, very very much like Modern right now. A lot of disagreement on how to build decks. This pause here makes me think that my opponent's hand is like a bounce spell for bridge plus like a counter spell. And they're going to counter the bridge on the way down. Oh, this is just perfect for me. Because now I get to go cast bridge, they counter it, and then just trash for treasure and win. Presumably. I guess I'm at 5 live. And they also have the bobble draw, so if their hand is Spell Pierce counter spell somehow, I'm kind of toast. I also maybe have to shock and die to bolts. Alright, I guess this is maybe not as smooth as I thought. Oh, that just resolved? I mean, I guess I just like wait then. So I don't shock and go down to 3 and I do a bolt. My opponent just straight up discarded Spell Pierce with a Finale on the stack. That can't be good. That can't be good. All right, I'm not gonna get a food token here because I don't want to die to Heat plus Bolt. Heat on the Asmo attack with Ragavan Bolt me. It's possible they tried to cast Pierce and discarded it. Maybe. That's kind of what the Cracking the Eyelid says to me, actually. But they made a mistake. This looks like a Murky Tide. Nope, it's explosives on 3. Oh, damn it. They actually got the explosives on 3 off. And we die. Well played, well played. It was a really good game, actually. It was a very good game. Okay. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I'll finish at the league. I'll finish at the league. I was thinking about just calling it here since I'm not live for a trophy and going to eat lunch, but I'll finish it up for y'all. Okay. Yeah, farming that Murktide, huh? The other version is better against Murktide, which is good to note, right? This hand maybe just has turn 3 trash. I'm going to play the Saga turn 1 almost definitely. There's maybe something my opponent can do on turn 1 or something I can draw that would change that, but right now I can't really think of anything. Was the last prediction paid out correctly? It should have been. I did not trophy last league. I think I said no. Ooh, okay. So maybe these Orvars get to do something. They got to do something once earlier today, I guess, but... No! No! That was so rude. Okay, we can sack the desk end of turn, I guess. I think we're playing against Rhinos. Which is a matchup I liked a lot as the other version. Maybe this matchup gets worse too, because we're a bit more vulnerable to like Force of Negation specifically. And the top of my library is not super helpful. I guess I'll target Asmo and hopefully draw a land. And we don't draw land. Honestly, compared from my opening hand to now, I really can't imagine things going any worse than they currently have. So I think what I have to do is get Springleaf Drum, abandon this Asmo, engineer for Portal to Phyrexia, then put a Haywire Mite in the yard. Then getting Basic Forest does basically confirm that they're Rhinos, and then I can just hope to Portal to Phyrexia next turn and hope that my opponent doesn't have one of their many answers to that. Or like, I mean, at least if they don't have Force, if they have like a bounce spell for it, we get to trigger the portal. That'd be fine. What's the record for the day? I think we were 1-2 into 4-1 into now 3-1. So it was solid, but lost playing for 5-0 last league. Lost a tense match to Murktide just now. I'm also very excited to. I'm very excited that the Kyla's Reconstruction deck has. We finally figured out a good package for it. It's a very good suggestion earlier. I'm going to be very lost in the sauce with that tonight. They had Prismari command to kill Engineer and the Springleaf Drum. Alright, show me a Violent Outburst and I yield. Oh, why? Opponent's really enjoying playing with their food, huh? But the missing piece of this deck, and again, some things might change. I might not play Restoration. I think there's a good chance I don't play Restoration in this version, but Recruiter can find Cultivator Colossus, and can find Tamashii, and can find Engineer, and is a hit off Kyla's Reconstruction. It's just perfect. I do still have to figure out a way to win after Cultivator Colossus Tamashii, but that should be like easy enough, right? That should be easy enough. Do the Dryad Valakut. Yeah, Dryad Valakut is like the obvious way, kind of, because it like gets got by Recruiter. But I'm gonna look a little bit deeper and see if there's a better way. Do you think you'll revisit Gen Saga with some Brothers War cards? Yeah, at some point, sure. All right. I give up. Okay, let's bring in the Ensnaring Bridge, Platinum Emperion over Sundering Titan. I usually don't mind God-Pharaoh statue. Void Mirror is fine. I don't know if they're on Binding or Blood Moon. Let's bring in Stone Brains. Stone Brains may be a bit too much, actually. Because I don't feel like your plan is like really that bad against their Rhino plan. I think that's maybe over sideboarding. Yeah, maybe we'll just not bring in the God-Pharaoh statue too. What does Tamashi do with Cultivator Colossus? So with Tamashi plus... Sounds okay. Pretty good, actually. So Tamashi plus Lotus Bloom lets you pick up lands and make mana. And then with Cultivator Colossus, you have a lot of lands in your hand that you get to put back into play after you get to put those back into play after you Tamashi pick up your lands, and then you get to make a lot more mana and draw a ton of cards, and you just get an incredible amount of advantage. It's possible you just do something like play like 2 Cultivator Colossuses, 3 Cultivator Colossuses, and just Thassa's Oracle. That's maybe not the best, but it's also maybe not the worst. Is Emperion that great against Prismari Command? I mean, Prismari Command is going to be good against me. I don't know what to say. It's just like so what's good about like the big creature is you get your portal to Phyrexia, you reanimate your engineer, then you reanimate your big creature, and I think having access to like one of those effects is fine. But you know, this whole deck is not that great against Prismari Command, anyways. How does Recruiter get Colossus? Its power, toughness, checks from zone to zone. It gets Colossus when you Tamashi pick up your lands and just have 2 lands in play. So there may end up being too much tension there, right? There may be too much tension with Recruiter and Tamashi, but I think it's like probably not that difficult to just like either like recommission a Recruiter or hold a Recruiter in your hand to get Colossus. The only big issue is like when you reconstruction into Recruiter and you have too many lands that you can't get Colossus. But what's cool about Recruiter is it also gets you Goblin Engineer, and it gets you Tamashi, and it gets you Colossus, and it's a hit off Kyle's Restoration, and it's in the Jeskai colors you were already in. It's not perfect, but it is like enough of what we were looking for yesterday that we are getting to play the deck now. Oh boy. This Saga's kind of nice. We get I think we get Cookbook, which unfortunately makes these just 4/4s these turn. We probably have to take a hit, but then they're going to outgrow the Rhinos, hopefully. So yeah, I'm very excited for this list. Working on this list tonight. It needs some work. Needs some tender loving care. I'm kind of interested in just trying to win with Thassa's Oracle because I do feel like Dryad Valakut makes the mana base kind of dopey. Don't like that they're attacking with the Shardless Agent. I think I should block it though. Another Violent Outburst. That's beatable, I think. Save like Fury. Because again, this engine of recommission, reconstruction, maybe restoration, and like just being so good at using Lotus Bloom was something I've been looking at for like a week or something. Good unless they have Fury, huh? Good unless they have Fury. Ouch. Goodbye, my sweet babies. Well, I guess I can go Bridge land, discard a card, discard Daredevil, say no to Daredevil coming back. It's going to be hard to say no, because I always say I'm going to say no and just mindlessly click yes anyways. We're dead to any removal spell for Bridge. And they have like a solid number in their deck. Yep. That's Rhinos, baby. That's Rhinos. I wonder what the modern metagame would look like if Rhinos wasn't just so boring to play. I wonder what it would look like if every Rhinos player ever just wasn't so burned out on the deck. All right, 3-0 into 3-2 after a 4-0 into 4-1. Feels not the best, but this version felt interesting and powerful. Probably would prefer to just play more of the Troll King deck, but this version is one to keep your eyes on. I'm excited to work on this deck tonight. Probably not playing any of these cards, but these were other packages we were considering. And I get to eat lunch.